Between late high school and early adulthood, millions of teenagers find themselves staring into a bright clinical light, waiting for a surgeon to pull teeth from the very back of their mouths. In the United States alone, oral surgeons perform roughly 10 million of these extractions every single year. We undergo this painful, expensive ritual for one physical reason. Up to 85% of modern human jaws are simply out of space. When those final 4 molars attempt to erupt, they hit a biological dead end. They become impacted and trapped, often pushing forcefully into the roots of the teeth next door. Our DNA continues to build these final molars, even though they've become a source of pain and infection, leaving us with a jaw that can no longer accommodate its own teeth. This friction is the result of an evolutionary mismatch. Our biology is following an ancient plan that simply hasn't caught up to how we live today. To find where that plan came from, we have to travel back 2 million years to the daily survival of our early hunter-gatherer ancestors. These early hominins lived on a highly fibrous, resilient diet, foraged from raw roots, hard nuts, and uncooked meat. Processing those calories required immense, repetitive chewing force just to make the food soft enough to swallow. This heavy chewing during childhood functioned as a rigorous mechanical workout, which stimulated the growing jawbones to develop much wider and denser. Because the bone grew so robustly, ancient mouths were wide enough to act as a massive garage, providing plenty of room for all 32 teeth to slide into position. A lifetime of grinding tough forage wore down their front teeth quickly. Those extra molars erupting in early adulthood were highly valuable as fresh backup grinders. In that environment, the genetic instruction to grow 32 teeth was a flawless survival advantage. That advantage held steady until about 12,000 years ago, when the Neolithic Revolution introduced agriculture and the mastery of fire. Suddenly, humans used heavy stones to crush grains into flour, and fire to boil meats and vegetables into soft stews. By cooking and mashing our meals, we essentially pre-digested them, removing the mechanical stress that children's jaws required to grow to their full potential. As diets softened, the average human jaw saw a 10 to 15% reduction in width, but our genetics did not. We still possess a 32-tooth blueprint, forcing them to crowd into a space no longer large enough. This is the mechanism of the mismatch. Human innovation rapidly altered our environment, while our genetics remained permanently stranded in the past. This biological real estate crisis is the root cause of impacted wisdom teeth, crooked smiles, and the widespread modern need for braces. Humanity now relies on mechanical intervention to correct what our anatomy can no longer handle on its own. Evolution is slowly attempting to patch the glitch. A genetic mutation that prevents wisdom teeth from forming is gradually appearing in more of the population. But natural selection operates on a timeline of millennia. Until that mutation spreads to everyone, we remain in an awkward transitional phase. The human body is a living archaeological site, crowded with hardware that once served a purpose, but now remains as a vestige of our ancient history. A modern dental X-ray is more than a medical document. It is a literal fossil record, proving that human ingenuity has outpaced our own biology.